welcome to my channel. I am Helena Capri. I need to talk to you about today. So we all came, or you may have heard that Mercury was in retrograde recently, and the retrograde just ended on March 28th. What that means, Mercury controls all matters of our mind, whether you believe that or not. All religions were actually based off of astrology. Astrology is the mother of all religions. It's the study of light and how it correlates between the heavenly bodies and life on earth. That's the definition of astrology. It's the body of wisdom that has given birth to many religions. A lot of religions are actually based off astrology. The next holiday usually comes on or after the full moon or the new moon for New Year's, actually. The Chinese New Year's is based on the new moon, the first new moon of the year. So that date changes. We came to celebrate January 1st as the New Year's, but New Year's is actually based on the moon. Holidays, seasons, zodiac signs, they're all based on the moon cycles. Easter is always the first Sunday after the first full moon of April. Believe that or not. Look it up. What I am here for is to give you the information for you to research for yourself. I am not telling you to believe everything that comes out of my mouth. I am giving you the tools to find the information so you can determine whether or not you believe my truth or not. I definitely do research. I am pretty knowledgeable about the information that I give. I make sure that I completely understand the information that I give before I provide it to you. So I know that my information is true, but I would love for you to research the information that I give you so that you can validate whether it's true or not. And if you do your own research, please comment in the comments below and let me know what you think. Do you believe, the information that I am giving you? Did you find proof, with your own resources, from, doing research on your own? So let's get into it. I do want to talk about the Mercury retrograde that just happened. My husband and I actually realized I seen a difference in him. When Mercury was in retrograde, he was very compassionate, very understanding, very, very emotional. And normally when he gets upset, he'll like to go off to find peace and comfort before he can come, to have a civilized conversation with me, to come with an understanding. But when Mercury was in retrograde, he was more understanding. He didn't, if he took something the wrong way, he was able to communicate it without, storming off, or he was just very compassionate. He was a little unbalanced with his normal routines, but he was more compassionate on a spiritual level when Mercury was in retrograde. And Mercury was in retrograde in the time of Pisces. Pisces is the sign of spiritual healing, compassion, emotion, psychedelic visions, intuition, healing and growth. It is also the time, or it's ruled by the planet Neptune, which goes hand in hand with lucid dreaming and fantasies, and it's in the 12th house. So that is why it may have seemed a little unbalanced for you around that time, but things are starting to get back on track for you now. You'll be able to see that if you haven't already. Mercury will go in retrograde again, I believe in July. I will keep you updated on my channel if you follow. So let's talk about the zodiac. I found it when I was doing my research about the Mercury retrograde that just happened. I read something that said when Mercury was in retrograde, it did not disrespect the zodiac. I was puzzled on that. I was like, disrespect the zodiac. What does that mean? So I looked up the true definition, the true astrology definition of zodiac. And it said, the annual path of the sun across our sky. You see how Earth, we all know that Earth and our planets that are in our Milky Way galaxy orbit around the sun. Okay? So we're orbiting around the sun on a belt. The belt is called the zodiac. That keeps us in orbit as we pass through the heavens around the sun. Notice that heaven has an S on it, heavens. Also going hand in hand with the Christian Bible, verse 1, chapter 1 in Genesis, it states, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Heaven has an S at the end of it in the Christian Bible as well. I've always wondered that. I grew up Christian. My family is very, very religious. And I've always wondered why there is an S on heaven. I've always wondered why there is an S on heaven. And then the definition of the zodiac. You know, it is the belt that allows Earth and the surrounding planets to orbit around the sun. The Egyptians believed that the sun was the sun god. And there's 12 heavens that are surrounding the sun god, the sun. The 12 heavens. Now, there's 12 unique stars. They have their own shapes that are around the sun. And as we orbit around the sun, we go through these different stars. They're called heavens. These particular star symbols are the path of the zodiac. That is why they're called zodiac signs. They have their own shape. If you look at your zodiac sign, you'll be able to see the star shape. That star symbol, every time we pass through a different heaven, that star symbol is in the sky. Clear as day, like the Orion belt. They're different belts. You have the Capricorn, the Aquarius, the Pisces, the Aries, the Taurus, the Gemini, the Cancer, the Leo, the Virgo, the Libra, the Scorpio, and the Sagittarius belt. And as we pass through those belts, we're going through the heavens. That's what they're called, the heavens. And so the earth moves through these 12 signs. That is how earth moves through the heavens. It's how we're all interconnected. The stars are called the constellations of the zodiac. The Orion's belt is a constellation. So if you've ever seen the Orion's belt, it has its own shape. You can see it with the naked eye. No telescope needed. Clear as day when it is in our view. You can also see the constellations of the Taurus, the Pisces, the 12 different constellations that we pass through as we move through the heavens. Listen to that and do some research on it. Let me know what you find out. So I also did some research on heavens with an S. It's the sky, a vault in which the sun, moon, stars, and planets are situated. It's the celestial heavens. It's where the planets, signs, stars reflect your life and destiny, moving through the different dimensions. Now, we all know when we are asleep, we're in another dimension. Now, it could be a dimension that we made up through lucid dreaming, or it could be a dimension that actually exists. Not sure, exactly where you go when you go to sleep. But if you've ever taken DMT or a certain type of psychedelic, then you've experienced an in-depth dimension that exists within the spirit world. We're in the physical realm right now. We're in the physical dimension of the physical world right now. We are celestial bodies. But within our celestial bodies, we are celestial beings. Outside of our celestial bodies, we are celestial beings. A celestial being is considered an angel, an alien, or a spirit with consciousness. Inside of our celestial beings, we are spirits with consciousness. Even unconscious, we still have consciousness. We're still here. If you've ever had an out-of-body experience or sleep paralysis, then you've experienced being conscious while your body is unconscious. If you've never experienced that, be my guest to do your research on it. But it happens all the time. People who have flatlined basically died and were brought back. They all have a similar story about what they've experienced while they were considered dead. They were still continuing to live. They were still conscious. So please do your research on that. We are light. And the Irie will tell you, I am light. We are light. Light is in us. Without light, we are nothing. All living things have light. All living things have DMT. DMT is the spirit molecule. So like I said, Mercury rules the mind. Intellect, education, communication, all matters of the mind. So remember, when Mercury goes in retrograde, it will affect us mentally. Each planet in our galaxy rules some type of energy source within us. Those energy sources are called houses. There's 12. There's 12 energy sources within us. We have 7 chakras that store our energy. And we have 12 houses, which is the source of the energy. Okay? So I will go in depth of the 12 houses in another video, but to briefly go over them, the 12 houses, there's the first house, which is the house of our ego and sense of self. What energy is in that house varies. It's based on the time and day and location where you were born. And depending on which energy, for example, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, those are energies. Depending on which energy is in that house, goes hand in hand with how you are in that area. But the beauty in it is you have the ability to shape who you are with that knowledge. You have the ability to understand who you really are, and you can manifest whatever it is that you're wanting to achieve, to receive. If you're, don't let your zodiac sign get you to think, oh, I'm just really stubborn and I'm this horrible person. No. There's no horrible person. There's no horrible zodiac sign. There's no horrible energy. There's negative energy, but you can rebuke that negative energy. You can focus on the positive energy. You can focus on the positive light. We're made of vibrations. We're made of light. Just like a negative and a positive magnet. You cannot see why they're unable to touch, but you can feel that there is something there. We all vibrate at a frequency. Money vibrates at a frequency. Wealth vibrates at a frequency. Health vibrates at a frequency. If you're always negative, depressed, and down, and lonely, and miserable, and you just think that the world is against you, and blah, 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 that's all you're going to receive, because that's what you're putting out there. What you put out is what you get back. What goes around comes around. You've learned it your whole life. You just don't understand it. It's the law of attraction, literally. So if you're like a low battery that's vibrating at a low frequency may or may not have enough frequency to control your television. Your television is vibrating at a certain frequency. So it takes a fully charged battery, or a battery that is at a medium to high frequency, to be able to control your television. It's the same with you. You vibrate at a frequency. So if you're miserable, lonely, depressed, down, that's a low frequency that you're vibrating at. So you're going to keep vibrating and receiving low frequencies. Now, if you're full of energy and you're happy and you're in a good mind state and it seems like everything is going good for you today, or at the moment, and you're full of life and success, well, everything's going to happen that way. The universe, God, the divine, whatever you call that high frequency that created all things, understands based on your frequency. So if you're giving thanks in your heart, and you're vibrating at a frequency where you're truly thankful, you're truly sorry for the things that you've done, you really want to start on a new start, you can't lie, because your words don't mean anything. Actually, I take that back. Your words mean a lot. But what frequency are you vibrating? You can't say, oh, I'm thankful, but you're still full of regret. The word thankful and the frequency of regret are not on the same frequency wavelength. So you're not going to keep receiving more of what you're thankful for if you're not vibrating at that frequency. If you want to attract good health, good wealth, money, success, then you need to mentally visualize the success. Make a dream board, a vision board. Meditate, pray, open your heart, give gratitude, be thankful for all that you have, all that you want, and all that you need. Be thankful. That frequency, that vibration that your body, that you give off when you receive an unexpected check in the mail, or you find money on the ground, or a bill was just randomly paid for and you're not sure how it happened. That frequency that you vibrate at will allow more of that to happen for you. So imagine always vibrating at that frequency. You're always at a high frequency. You're always going to receive that. Money is literally not a dollar bill. I can put digits in your account and you're going to be like, oh, I know I have money, right? You might not ever have to touch it or see it. You just swipe and the money just pays for everything that you need without you ever physically touching it. Money is not really physical. It's not. It's actually at a frequency. It's a very high frequency. If you vibrate at that high frequency, you will always be able to afford to get whatever it is that you're needing, whatever it is that you're wanting. Now, if you're greedy and you're not thankful, you might mess it up. You might mess up your blessings. You can't be greedy and ungrateful. That's a different frequency. That's not the same frequency. It's actually a low frequency. It's not a good frequency. And if you're greedy and you're always wanting more, you're going to get every good deed affects everyone in the universe, as above as below. literally. Everything is interconnected. Everything has its own unique DNA, but it's all made from the same and all the same. Everything is the same and unalike. So there's 7 laws of the universe, 7 principles of the universe. There's spiritual laws. There's laws that you understand without anyone having to explain it to you. It's like natural instinct. It's given to all living things. We all understand this. Animals, everything follow an instinct. We have one too. We know it. We just are taught to think differently. What you believe is what you believe. What you believe becomes your reality. Your reality becomes what you believe. It is the same, but it is opposite. Opposites are alike, but different. Please understand that. Do your research. Let me know what you think. I promised that I was not going to make this video be long, but I really hope that some of the information that I gave you will help you. I really hope you do your research. Please let me know the researches and, you know, any information that you find out. I'm definitely here to listen. I'm definitely here to guide you to the correct path. And I really hope that I am able to inspire you to become the best you that you could be. And I really hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay tuned for my next video. Blessed be. Peace, love, and joy be with you. Peace.